First, let's talk about the motivation behind this course. If you've ever been to an IT security course at university, you probably heard the following sentence: cryptography is dangerous. And then you probably also heard, never do cryptography yourself. And that's a quite common opinion for professors and computer scientists everywhere, because cryptography is pretty fragile. So if you do something wrong, it's likely to have a very big unforeseen impact. However, this statement is still quite problematic, because if you say never do crypto yourself, you're essentially also saying, well, since you'll never do cryptography, we probably don't need to teach it to you anyways, right? So a lot of computer science courses have IT security modules, but very few of them have actual cryptography modules where you look at cryptography from a computer science perspective for exactly that reason. And what is even more problematic is another implicit statement in this, namely that, well, since you don't do crypto yourself and we don't teach it to you, you always have to rely on code and opinions from strangers on the internet, right? Because sooner or later you will have to work with cryptography. That's just how it is nowadays. So if you don't know how it works, you have to download that crypto library from GitHub without knowing what it actually does, or if it does it in a good way. You have to rely on opinion from people on Stack Overflow that seem to know what they're doing, but you can't tell if what they're saying is actually correct. So cryptography, as I said, is absolutely everywhere nowadays. For example, my new electricity counter at home, it has a public key. And when I asked the guy that installed the electricity counter what kind of public key that is, he had absolutely no idea what a public key is. He just didn't know, because nobody ever taught him. And this is of course problematic. We're now in a situation where cryptography is rolled out everywhere, but the vast majority of engineers and of computer scientists have absolutely no idea how cryptography works, and have to rely on the internet or on other means to try to at least grasp how it works and if it might be a good idea how they implement it. And we want to change that. So in our course, we're gonna do a technical deep dive into modern cryptography, and this is a course especially aimed at computer scientists and engineers, not at mathematicians. So we're gonna go from implementation to theory. We're gonna cover basic theory that you need to know, but the large majority of the coursework will be for you to actually implement cryptographic primitives in order for you to truly understand how they work and how they can be used.